Hello, my fellow adventurers! This is Mloentje, and welcome back to New World. The February patch is here, guys, and it brings a whole lot of changes. The first thing we noticed when we popped up is, if we check out chat right now, we actually have a trade channel. And it's a nicely green one, apparently, with a really nice icon, so it's really obvious that this is trade. So everybody who wants to do trade doesn't need to do it in recruitment or global anymore. We have a trade channel, which is really, really nice. And then the second thing I kind of noticed was, yeah, as you can see on top of my screen, character 38. Apparently the rapier and the great axe have reset. Not really sure why. I think it has something to do with which was it? The Gravity Well. Gravity Well has some new changes towards it. I'm not sure what, because I'm not really an X player, so I'm not really going to go too deep into that if you actually want to see it. But yeah, we did get some changes, so I'm gonna need to set up that again, as well as the rapier. I'm gonna need to set that up. What I am interested in is, though, not the life staff, but if we go to attributes. So at 300 focus, when your mana is at 15 or less, you gain 200% mana regen for 10 seconds, 60 seconds cooldown. It used to be like 5%, I think, or is it 5? But you basically never go below 5. Like the lowest you could go was like 10. And even if you cast a spell, it would hardly, well, it would never trigger. So they increased the amount of mana to 15. And now it should actually like trigger a lot more, like a lot more. So that's definitely something I am really looking forward to. Let's get this trade chat off here, because that's gonna be, oh, it's still on my feed. Let me quickly do trade is off feed, muted, there we go. This is basically also why if I just want to have like complete silence on the left side of my screen, like nothing pops up, I just mute everything, and well, if I want to talk somewhere, I do it in the second channel. The next thing that I kind of mentioned before in my previous episode when we went over the hammer epic axe is that you wanted to save up your caches. You wanted to save up your outpost rush caches, because these will now contain more PvP orientated gears and also have a higher chance to actually give you expertise bumps. Now, my expertise bumps, I don't really have a lot that I need to do. The only ones left are the shield and the rapier. I think rapier is at 580 and then the shield is at 571. So let's see if we actually get an upgrade. So we're gonna start opening this cache. So nothing in here. Dexterity, refreshing, fleshy, and refreshing. It's actually not too bad. And freedom. So already you can see freedom, it is a PvP perk. Resilience. Like, resilient is the PvP perk in the game. Invigorating, again. Weaken, disease, exhaust, rent, expire faster. So definitely PvP orientated. Refreshing, a lot of refreshing and freedom again on this one. What do we got here? Refreshing, again, a lot of refreshing gear. And this is actually pretty good because that's like the piece of gear that I'm kind of missing. I need refreshing on my gear. That's the only perk I don't have. I have all the lifesteal skills, but I don't have refreshing on my gear, which is kind of horrible. So it's good to see that there's a lot of refreshing gear in here. Again, refreshing on this one. Refreshing on this one, like, holy crap. Yeah, this is basically where I'm gonna get my refreshing gear from, I think. And then, yeah, the second cache you actually wanted to save were your smelting caches, the tier 3, the 3-star smelting caches, because these can now contain actual smelting gear. Smelting gear is something new to the game. So let's see. I only have one, sadly enough, because I didn't really farm them up enough. So let's see if I'm lucky. I am not lucky. But yeah, they do contain smelting gear now. You have a chance. So it's actually really good to go for those tier 3 caches to get those smelting gear for yourself. And if you're lucky and you get like doubles, you can basically put them on the auction house. I think you can put them on the auction house and kind of, well, sell them for a pretty penny, right? For people who don't want to farm them out. And then the other thing, and one of the, for me at least, one of the most important parts is that now from every gypsum cache, when your expertise level is at 600. So if we open this run right now, 100 shards instead of 3 shards, guys. That is huge. That is really huge for everybody who's like, well, I got everything at the max cap already, and I'm not really opening chests, so I'll keep them maybe for the future. Like, if they got like 20, 30 chests and they can open them all now, they're gonna be so freaking rich with umbral shards. And the first thing, Silver Leaf is a ring that drops from the Eternal Pool. It has a chance to drop there from the named Tentacle, the bear, which you saw in the previous episode, which is really insane to kill. And the tentacles that are there. Like, basically every NPC has it, but the named NPCs in that zone have a higher chance. It took me exactly 62 days to get this ring. I've seen at least 50 people that came along for a farm there and that had it on the 5th kill. Like, that's like having to pull your hair out of your head. Like, how is this possible that my luck is not this good? But it's actually, for me at least, it is the Bis ring that I want. And now I can actually upgrade it. So how much is this gonna cost me? Yeah, look at that. I can instantly bring it to 6, but I want to bring it to 600 just to show you guys. So bringing it to 600 is gonna cost me 395 shards. Upgrade, yes. And now it becomes legendary. And I get the extra perk, Siphon. Did I have Siphoning on it already or not? I think I had Brilliant on it and Sacred, right? So now I got Siphoning on it as well. Gain 2.8 mana per hit. Cooldown of 10 seconds. So I have more mana. So I'm almost at, I think I have 130. Yeah, 130 mana now instead of 120 mana. So that's really good. And now I actually have another way to like constantly get mana back. Like, this is, for me at least, this is like a Bis ring. A lot of the healers in this game are going for. And then the second thing I want to upgrade is my life staff, of course. Oh, no, I don't want to. I almost thought I destroyed it, but I can't destroy it. So let's do this, guys. Upgrade. How much am I going to need? 600? Upgrade. Yes. Legendary. Refreshing. Reduces smack cooldown by 2.8%. Refreshing move. Light and heavy attacks. Blessed 20%. 30 focus. So this is insane, guys. But yeah, enough talking about me and, well, finally getting some of my gear to level 600 where I wanted it to be for a long time now. Let's check out some of the other, other changes in the game. And one of the major changes that everybody's been frustrating at is weapon swapping. So there is now, weapon swapping is now way more fluent than it was before. And you can basically weapon swap through almost everything. So they're saying you can now swap weapons during hit reactions, dodges. So if I do a dodge. Yeah, look at that. So in the middle of my dodge, I actually swapped my weapon. And that wasn't possible before. So that is really insane. That is really insane. To traversal, so if you actually vault over an object, so let's test that out as well. Can we have an object that we... Yeah, did you see that? I can actually, when I jump off or when I crawl on, I can swap weapons. That wasn't possible before. Like, this is insane. This is really insane. This is really, really good for the game. And then while using consumables, so you can actually like hit food. Oh, it's not. It didn't do it. Did you see that, guys? It didn't do it. So let's eat. I'm pressing my button. It's not swapping. So does this mean if I want to drink a mana potion and then swap? Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Let's consume them. Nope. Didn't switch. So they say it's through consumables except for weapon coding, but it's actually not true. So consumables are still holding back on your weapon swapping. Maybe they will kind of fix it later on, but yeah, defaulting in mid dodge, like, these are incredible changes. These are definitely guaranteed, because not being able to swap through your weapon if you actually get staggered or if you get hit by an enemy has been a big part in how fluent the combat was in this game. And having that fix is like is tremendous. It's tremendous. So there were a bunch of fixes and reworks even for Outpost Rush. So the scoring, I was usually on top of the scoreboard as a healer. which kind of doesn't really make a lot of sense. But that was basically because the only way damage dealers would get points is if they would get the last kill. The point system now has been reworked to how much damage you actually do. So the more damage you do, the more score that you will get. So now you will see scoreboards with players that do a lot of damage that will basically rule the scoreboard right now. You get a reduction of the amount of points you get from player kills and reduce the amount of points granted from killing AI. And also, talking about Outpost Rush, apparently Outpost Rush is now also gonna grant Umbral Shards. Something I just noticed, usually like to actually go faster or actually like don't get a stutter, usually like dodge roll and then swap weapons. And that way you basically keep running, you don't slow down. You don't need to do that anymore. Like I can just dodge and keep my speed. Like I didn't even notice that till like 2 minutes ago. Alright, let's see what we get as a reward for this defeat. And yeah, there we go guys. So we still get Ruby Gypsum, we get the coins, we get faction, now reputation, and we also get tokens, and we get Umbral Shards. So the reward pool now for doing Outpost Rush is just, it's insane. Like 50, I think it's 50 Umbral Shards that we get. It should be 100 for a win and 50 for a loss. And why are they doing this? Like, we need to look to the future. And basically, if you look at the future, there's going to be new zones, and new zones means new dungeons. And it also means that there's going to be more mutated dungeons in the future. And they're going to come at a point where it's not going to be one mutated dungeon a week anymore, but it's going to be 2 mutated dungeons a week. And the problem right now that they're having is, one, you can only buy 1 key and craft 1 key a week. So that means 2 keys, which is way too little. So they changed it a little bit. You can now actually buy every 3 days a key from your faction shop. But that brings in the problem that, well, basically you're not gonna have enough faction tokens. Because, you can do the faction missions for tokens, or you can do invasions for tokens. And that's usually how I get my tokens for my faction shop, is do invasions. Because at 1,000, 100 or something like that. But it's not enough to keep up with the amount of stuff you can buy from the shop. So now being able to actually get those faction tokens from Outpost Rush means you can farm them in a different way. They want to make sure that there is a big enough loot pool to get Umbral Shards from, so people can upgrade their gear faster to actually go into the mutation. So they're really leaning in on the eventuality that gear score is gonna increase in the future. Like, it's probably gonna go, now it was 6 to 625, it's gonna be 625 to 650. And probably the only means to upgrade it is, again, gonna be the Umbral Shards. And we need more ways to get Umbral Shards. We need more ways to go into mutated expeditions by being able to buy more keys. But we need more faction tokens to buy more keys. Like, you see, it's like, it's a global circle that they're trying to like complete in how the loot progression goes in this game, and they did an amazing job with this patch. Another really good change they made, guys. Check this out. So we're in Reworked right now, right? And usually traveling to my own territory would be around 20, 40 Azoth, and then depending on my weight, it would be a whole lot more. So if I actually would fast travel with full backpacks, it would be around 200 or 300 Azoth. 6 Azoth. 6 Azoth. 10 Azoth. 10 Azoth. 10. 10. 10. Like, holy crap, dude. 10 across the board. So they lowered the amount of Azoth that you require. There's no longer a penalty for weight, and there is no longer a penalty for distance. It's just a stable number of 10. And then if you do travel to your own facility, you still get the bonus though. So it's still a bonus for going to your own territory, and that is 6. But yeah, that is a huge... Azoth should only have to used for crafting. for getting those perks on your gear, guys. And that's probably the main reason why they implemented it. And also, again, towards the future, if the map is actually gonna extend, so I think the next part is gonna be over here. That means if you go over here and you need to travel to, like, for instance, here somewhere, it's gonna cost more. And if we get territory over here, or over here, and you're actually here, and you're gonna need to fast travel, it's gonna cost more, and more, and more, and more. And to prevent that, they basically implemented a simple rule. It's always then Azoth. No matter the weight, no matter the distance. And if it's of your territory, you go a little cheaper. Now for the trade skills, they did something, well, it might be minor, but in the global perspective, it is actually, like, pretty huge. They lowered the amount of percentage that you need for upgrading your armoring or engineering. You can see armoring, I'm pretty close. Engineering, I'm on my way. Arcana, I still need some work. Cooking done. Weaponsmithing, barely touched it. See, even stone cutting, I still need to do a little bit. They lowered it with 10% across the board. Like, every profession is gonna take 10% less experience to actually level up. And that is huge. If you are a starting player and you still need to work on all your professions, the 10% less is really, really huge. Another change that they made, guys, is you can now buy a Gypsum Orb from the actual faction shop. 7,000, and they don't cost any gold. Just 7,000 faction coins. Like, that is huge as well. Another means to get more caches. Another means to get more umbral shards. And then, yeah, mutated expedition tuning. 3 days, guys. 3 days for a key. I can't really buy one right now because I'm way out of tokens, so I'm gonna need to farm OPR. I'm gonna farm OPR like a madman starting today. Just to get my tokens, just to get, like, more umbral shards to actually upgrade my pieces of gear. Like, OPR has become so important, for me at least, so important now for my progression. Because I'm kind of ashamed to say this. I still haven't gone into mutated dungeons yet. I kind of wanted to have, like, at least my life staff, 600, where I got the extra perk. I wanted to at least get my silver leaf before I went in there and get it to 600. And yeah, now that I actually have Misty Kismet's charm with refreshing on it as well and refreshing evasion, I kind of just need to look for a named earring that I can get that actually can go, like, to legendary and give me again, like, an extra perk. So that's kind of what that's now kind of my progress in the game right now. And then also avoid a gauntlet with blessed on it is kind of what I want, so I can get 20% healing extra on the heals that I give with my void blades, void gauntlet actually. And then yeah, gear with refreshing on it. Like, I'm kind of, this one is good. Constitution, refreshing evasion, accelerated light's embrace. It's a piece I probably use. It's a piece I probably use. Same with my pants, refreshing evasion, put frying scream. Like, it's a good PvP pants. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get, like, an extra perk on it, if it can go legendary. I'm not sure about the gear though. But nullifying oblivion, reinforced mining luck. Like, you're never gonna upgrade this to 600 or beyond 600, right? You want something else than reinforced mining luck on this one. Like, that's just fact. The helmet, fortified sacred ground, good. Corrupted ward, for me as a healer, I need refreshing on it. I need refreshing on it before I actually say, like, okay, this piece of item I'm gonna bring to 625. But that doesn't mean that I don't really have item. Well, talking about it, can we actually upgrade this? Let's see. 601? 600? Upgrade? Can I make this legendary? No, it doesn't go legendary. So you need named items to actually go legendary? That's kind of sad. That's kind of sad that you actually need it. I thought you could bring everything up to legendary to get an extra perk on it. I kind of need to go look into that. But yeah, I'm kind of rambling on right now, guys, and then looking at my account and where I want to go. But yeah, this is This is basically a little look into the patch notes that actually came live, the February patch, which is amazing. Like, it is really, it's looking towards the future of New World, guys. It's really looking towards the future. They said it, like, we're gonna be bringing out content. We're gonna do fixes. We're gonna do fixes and bring out, well, they didn't bring in content. They fixed and implemented new stuff in the stuff they already had. Like, really, really good. Another part before I end this, so end game, yellow topaz no longer has a minimum drop rate, so it can drop whenever you want to, but you can only probably get at least still one a day. Black gypsum minimum drop time has reduced from 10 to 5 minutes, and the purple gypsum minimum drop time has reduced from 2 minutes to 30 seconds, so you can get a lot faster purple gypsums. And they, of course, added the gypsum to the faction vendor, which we just saw for 7,000 tokens. Anyway, guys, this is where I'm gonna wrap up this episode. Let's sit our ass down like we always do. If you're as amazed with this patch note as I am, just hit that subscribe button. It would always... No. If you want to see more of my quest progression on my Let's Play here in New World, just hit that subscribe button. It would always help out a lot. I do hope you enjoyed this informative video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.